guys, it's Dreams Outcast Tara, and today I'm going to continue the Play Tale Chapter 1. I felt like I was floating, barely conscious, like I was just dreaming. My thoughts were so thick I could barely think. The more I struggled trying to wake up, the thicker the fog inside my head became. It was like something was keeping me down, trying to drown me. Once the thought of drowning hit me, I struggled even harder than before. So many nightmares were things tried to end me. I was well versed in the ways of forcing me awake. Gritting my teeth, I pulled myself awake. Trying to do something, guys. Okay. Gritting my teeth, I pulled myself awake. Thrashing, breathing. I felt my teeth grin and my body ache. But something was wrong. Slowly I opened my eyes, finding out what was keeping me aloof. When my eyes saw that's what was around me, I guessed. 001001101111100110011. Apparently, ones and zeros. Computer coding. It was everywhere. Suspending and yet moving, changing, rewriting. It was like seeing the matrix code on the computer, but in a 3D. All around you. Ow. Where the hell am I? As I was just looking around. Shit. As I was looking around wittily, scared and so confused. I saw more barony began to zip past me, but this time it was glitching out. The code was so distorted, it was hard to look at it. Not only but the part of that picked me up and began to carry me upwards. It was almost like I had landed on shifting ground, and I gasped entirely before I knew it was a light ahead. I was about to be shoved through when the light of coding I was on top of disappeared. Now I was falling before I got caught in some beam keeping me apparently up. My heart pounding, not sure if I should be scared if I'm going to fall to my death or having some barony kill me. I was almost panicking too much to notice the great door that appeared in front of me. I was already yelling at the top of my lungs. It sounded almost silent in this place, but now I closed my eyes. I was sure hitting that door would destroy me. Instead, it slowly opened, and I landed fumbling and toppling over, rather gently compared to how I thought I would. I might have a few bruises from it, sure, but nothing more than that, or at least I would have bruises, and my body wasn't transported, only kinda there. I nearly screamed again, looking at my hand and my body as I jumped up. I was there, but only very thinly. What the hell is happening? I shouted, trolling around trying to fix what was clearly messed up in my body, but nothing of that was worked. And even though I felt panic, I didn't feel the heavy and suffocating feeling of fear I usually do. Instead, it's like barely there. I felt numb almost. This was familiar, like when I was dozed up on painkillers in the hospital. It almost felt like I was too tired to feel. I found myself collapsing to my knees and then sitting down. It should have hurt to land on my knees so hard, but I didn't feel anything. Now instead of panicking, I felt myself calming down, like all the hot air getting taken out of a balloon. I just took a deep breath from my lungs that were barely there. For a while, I just sat there, having not even looked at my surroundings or at the new things where my heart should be. Now, with a clear head, I noticed the sun and colors that stood out against my gray translucent body. My eyes looked into my chest to see something like a wildfire. and it was so full of color, almost like a rainbow. At the base of the beautiful dancing fire, the color smoke surrounding it was a colorful, dimly glowing heart shape. On it were cracks, one tiny little red crack in the middle and the other minimized-sized black cracks. But the cracks didn't take away from how beautiful it was. If anything, it made it seem like it was glowing even more brightly, strongly, like it wouldn't let the cracks take away from what it was. For a while, I was in awe of the thing inside me for a while, but soon enough I was brought back by the sounding of humming. It was a beautiful voice, and I stood, wanting to follow the sound. Standing up, I noticed I was somewhere very familiar. The Judgment Hall? I think, walking through the long hallway. How? I kept trying to think how it could be here. My thoughts a bit muddled, walking even further down the gray hallways. I found the colorful throne room and source of the humming. Toriel? In front of me was Queen Toriel, taking care of the flowers and humming. It was a beautiful sight, and with the things I forgot about flooding back into my memories. Almost too much. I remember the questions and texts asked me from my computer. The hand that dragged me in, and the barony closed the great door, and almost like the moment I landed on the other side of the door, my memories had begun to temporarily repress, just like my motion had. But I wasn't Undertale? I'd even been in the code of the game. Jesus Christ. In the great door, did Gaster save me? Toria turned and I flinched, thinking she would see me like this, only half existing, but she acted like I wasn't even here, going so far as to leaving the room without even giving me a second glance. Was I dead? This is so damning confusing. None of it made sense to me. I wanted to went after Toria, force her to acknowledge me, to look at me, and I was about to run after something shiny made me pause and turn. There were the placards on the wall, and I'd definitely not been there in the game. Curious, I walked over to read them. They were so big, 7 others shining silver-colored, polished, and pristine. It read, "A memorial to the 7 children who died here in the rain." Looking at the smaller placards, I read the names of John, Anna, Brennan, Brittany, Andy, Ellie, and Ethan. The last one's... Oh. The last name was what I had named my fallen human. That means this was my Undertale? This was the last Undertale word connected to my natural one. It made sense now, since Soria was here instead of Askur, but that means Askur was dead? How? What's going on? How is that possible? I asked no one, not knowing no one would come. I was in a reality that was a game, and mine, and I only had barely their body that no one could see. Would I have to permanently hunt this one, leaving in my guilt that I couldn't save Askur or take down the barrier forever? Suddenly, something touched my arm, and I heard a distressed noise. Swiftly, I turned, feeling my numb fear return. But instead of what I thought it would be there, it was Gaster. Instead, I lightly gasped. Surprised to see the ex-royal scientist. Not only could Howie see me, but he could touch me too. How? I was about to throw 1,000 questions at him, but he held up his hand to silence me and began making his scorn noises again. I can't understand you. I'm sorry. Even mumbled, I could feel pain and grief again myself. But Gaster nodded. Most likely knowing I would understand him. When his hand shot out, it reminded me of the black goo from his hand earlier, and I jumped back. Gaster didn't even flinch. He waited for me to catch my breath and then pointed towards my chest. I could only guess what he wanted to touch, the clothing inside me. I carefully walked back towards Gaster and I stood still. I hope I don't regret this. And the moment his skeletal hand touched the thing inside me, I felt a shift. That's the only way I can explain it. Just a sudden shift. And then I heard a deep, smooth voice that sounded such a fatness. Oh my, I gotta practice this gaster voice. Be right back. Okay. I'm better this way with such a fatness. I think so. You have, child. So, I questioned what Gaster says, and looked back down at the glowing thing inside of me. It was so bright, yet so dim, scared, but still so full of life and color. It was stunning. There was no way it could be my soul. It had to have been changed, just like my body. Yes, well, I imagine you have plenty of crush stones, but we don't have much time before it finds you again. Gaster states clearly, and with some shadow-like movement begins to straight out the throne room. I'll follow right behind me. If you must act it swiftly. Following him, I think quickly, trying to ask what I find most important first. I had to take advantage of every moment I had, apparently. See you guys next time.